When writing JavaScript code, there are few rules that you must follow in order to avoid creating bugs in your programs or to make your JavaScript files more readable. So here are few rules that you should follow. Rule number 1. Always leave comments. JavaScript comments can be used to explain JavaScript code and to make it more readable. Believe me, if you think you will remember everything you write, well, you are wrong. And also, you may be working in a team of web developers. The file can be maintained by many developers, so you have to leave comments to explain what a certain block of code is doing. So let's see how we can add comments. In JavaScript, you can either add a single line comment or multi-line comments. If you want to add a single line comment, you do this using 2 slashes. Then any text between these 2 slashes and the end of the line will be ignored by the JavaScript engine. It will not be executed. So here we can add a comment that says, checks the type of my name variable. But what if you need to write multi-line comments? Well, you can do this using the slash, then asterisk, and you end it with asterisk and slash. And any text between them will be ignored by the JavaScript engine. If I move this to here, all of this JavaScript code will be ignored. So comments can also be used to prevent some block of code from being executed. Rule number 1. Always leave comments. Rule number 2. JavaScript is case sensitive. Uppercase letters are not the same as lowercase letters. For example, if I declare a variable x with lowercase letter, it is not like declaring a variable x with uppercase letter. These two variables are not the same. So if I give to the first one this value, then to the second one a different value, then we console log the first one, we have this result. But if we console log the second one with uppercase letter, we will have a different result. So rule number 2, JavaScript is case sensitive. Rule number 3, use camel case. If you want to declare a variable that is made of multiple words like first name or last name, it is recommended that you use camel casing. You start the first word with lowercase letter, then whenever you have a new word, you give to the first letter of that new word an uppercase letter. So first name, you write it like this. So remember, rule number 3, use camel case. Rule number 4, make use of white spacing to make your code more readable. JavaScript allows you to add white spaces. For example, you can do something like this or something like this. Both works properly, and the JavaScript engine ignores the white spacing. So you can make use of this. For example, instead of doing var x equal to, you can make it more readable and write it like this. So remember, rule number 4, make use of white spacing to make your code more readable. Rule number 5, you have to follow some rules for constructing names for variables. The name of the variable can contain lowercase letters from A to Z or uppercase letters from A to Z. It can also contain digits, underscores, and $sign. For example, you can have a variable that is called var $sign. If you go to the browser, you will see that you have no error. Or you can have something like this: name2, name5, x2, and so on. This will work properly. Also, variable names must begin with a letter or a $sign or an underscore. If you try to declare a variable name with a number, this will throw an error. And finally, you cannot use reserved words for naming variables. For example, you cannot name a variable return, or break, or function. This will throw an error.